been a while. Wow,
Hey.
my arms aren't long enough. Tighten up, group. Tighten up. So it's been a while. We got the semi back. The last video we did, the semi got stolen, taken, whatever.
Like 6 months ago because you're lazy.
It was like 6 months ago because I just kind of got bored, or not really bored, just got lazy on the YouTube stuff. And
We've been busy.
I've been busy all winter. She had a normal job over the winter. We didn't do campers. I started driving for a local trucking company, hauling seed corn and seed beans. So I got kind of spoiled over sleeping on the road in a sleeper. But we've got a bunch of campers to move now that spring's coming. So we've been moving for another 2 local dealers. One we're moving sold units for, the other one we're still hauling from the factory. And another rental company by us, we're picking up campers in Georgia right now for his, well, he bought some on an auction that he's going to turn into rentals, but we're sitting in a storage lot waiting on answers because the unit that we're standing next to is not the one that he purchased, but the VIN number matches, and it looks like it sat in 5 feet of nice ocean salt water for a while. Their frames rusted. It's bad.
Justin, this baby came from Florida. It did not survive the hurricane, would be my guess.
No, it's got a plywood door on it even.
Yeah,
So,
fancy.
well, here's a little. It doesn't look bad.
Right, until you're up close.
Until you're up close.
And then you see all the water damage.
It's a 50-50. What's good from 50 feet away or 50 mile an hour?
It's the frame's half gone.
Who needs a frame?
You might be able to see that from 50 feet behind it.
The bumper, you probably.
Because there's daylight going through the frame. So now we're waiting on answers because he's going to try and,
Figure
I don't
out
know.
what happened.
Because the camper was supposed to be a gateway and this is a Sundance. So it's not even the right camper. It's not what was in the photos and it's not what we bought, I guess. So. But the shit show continues. That has never changed. That's been in effect from day one.
That's our life. Our life is just a big old mess, but you know what? We love it. We're in Georgia.
Yeah, at least it's hot and humid, but not stupid hot. The bugs are getting bad.
90 degrees.
But we thought we'd say welcome back. Welcome back to the shit show. So yeah, I did say the semi's back, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
semi's
so,
home.
okay, well, it's not home. It's resold.
Yeah, we had to re-steal it. We had to steal our own semi back.
So that is kind of a fun story.
We found it sitting at a truck stop.
No, well, somebody that saw our Facebook post worked at, what was it? No, it was oh my lord, town next to Omaha.
I don't know. We don't know.
We'll call it Omaha.
Yeah.
Anyway, a kid, Council Bluffs? Yeah. Council Bluffs. Kid called that, seen our Facebook post, and he worked as a service tech there and thought it was sitting there. So I sent him more photos of it, and he said it was sitting there and no one was in it, and it was hooked up to a reefer that was running. So me and Courtney made the 2.5-hour drive south and found it. Well, he took the keys out of it but didn't lock the truck, so we were going to try and hotwire it, and we think it's hotwire. So at like, what, 7 o'clock? I made a run up to O'Reilly's when they opened in the morning, got a new ignition switch. That was the only place that had one. We put a new ignition switch in it. I dropped his trailer, and we stole it back home, and it was, what, an hour later? An hour later, he finally decided he didn't want to talk to us again because he had us blocked, if you all remember. Then he decided he didn't want to talk to us on Facebook again and wanted to know where his truck was. And so we had fun with that for a little while he was pissed off at the truck stop, running around screaming that someone stole his truck.
Telling us that he was going to call the cops on us and we were going to jail and good luck ever seeing our kids again. And oh man, he was just going to town on us about how we were going to sit in prison for the rest of our lives. And
I was asking him to call the cops because the cops were actually waiting for him because they had an arrest warrant for him for stolen license plates and some other stuff.
yeah, so we showed up to the truck stop at night. It was like 10 o'clock at night when we got there. And by the time we left and he got there was the next morning. Well, the night shift did not inform the day shift what was going on. So when he went in there demanding to see their surveillance cameras and them to call the cops and that he was going to sue the truck stop because they let someone steal his, his semi, they had no idea what was going on. So they pretty much just shoot him out the door instead of calling the cops like we were hoping for. But we still got our semi, so that's what matters.
And for just a little extra gratification, we went and bought a kingpin lock and put that on the trailer, and I threw the key in the creek. So that was just a little extra bonus for me.
He deserved that.
But he did get arrested finally in North Carolina after he stole 2 or 3 more trucks after ours.
So we heard.
Yeah, so we heard. But I haven't heard nothing else after that. But oh well, old news, don't care. Got the truck back, resold it, so.
Yeah.
that saga's over. But
Yeah.
we got some phone calls to make. What's that?
It's a cash in hand.
Cash in hand this time. But we got some phone calls to make. We got to figure out what we're going to do, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Alright, so we're on our way to delivery now. We got home last night. We ended up only taking 2 of the 3 campers, so for the 3rd camper, we ended up charging a truck not used fee. Because the camper that he had bought online on the Cranky Ape auction, they ended up messing up on it. They had the right model number and the right interior photos, but they had the exterior and the description of another camper. So he was thinking about taking it at first, but he was also really scared with all the saltwater damage that thing had. And so he did some more research before he wanted to make a call, because obviously he what do you want to call it, like flips campers, and it's also another rental company. It's a rental company that is actually by us who work with them. And so the model is supposed to be, has a value of $15,000 higher than the one that we're gonna grab, I guess, that was actually there. So he kind of talked to him, said that, you know, it had way more damage and whatnot than they explained, and so he's gonna stick way more money into it than he thought. Plus the frame was just rusted like crazy. I don't think the hubs and bearings, whatever, would even make it. Brakes, the leaf spring shackles and the equalizer in the center between the leaf springs was just completely corroded, and you open hinges and or doors and the salt would fall out of the hinges and stuff. It was kind of a bad deal. It was definitely misrepresented. So they actually worked with them, gave him his money back. So we only hauled 2 campers back, and he's getting refunded for the 3rd one. So it's kind of stuff that's going to happen with us working with some of these companies that buy from auctions like that. We never know what they're going to get, and they don't ever really know 100% what they're getting either when it's all online. So we got some money for a truck driving there and back with no camper, but he's got another one down in Texas, so we got to head down and grab another one here in Texas in a few days. But we're not really doing a whole lot from the factories anymore. This kind of fell in our lap, I guess, or I don't know. Basically, it was one referral led to another referral, and yeah, the factories being slow, you know, everyone's getting out of RV transport right now, and you know, companies are selling out, whatnot. I was with Dynamic, they sold out, so that's not even, you know, a company anymore. But we're doing a lot of local stuff, so that's running short miles. We're charging, you know, more. Obviously, you have to. So we're not doing as much over the road anymore as we are doing a lot more local. So we're actually making more money than we were doing transport from the factories to the dealers, but it's also a lot more work. So when dealers sell campers, we're doing a lot of park models, which them suck, but we don't take them too terribly far. So we got one dealer that has us moving all their park models for them. So when someone buys it and they want it parked on their lot, you know, it's not going to move again for however long or whatever. So we're bringing those to the campground, setting them up for those that are sold campers. And this other company that I said, the rental company, they buy a lot of them at auctions, so we've been picking up a lot of his at auctions. We have one dealership that we still run for out to Indiana, but yeah, we're doing the same thing. It's just it kind of changed a little bit, but I'm kind of liking this actually a little bit more. We're not out on the road overnight, you know, very often anymore, but we're still on the road almost every day, 7 days a week. Some people don't want their stuff delivered till Sundays and Saturdays, so it's, yeah, I don't know, more chaos. So like our schedule for this week, so we're dropping these 2 off. I gotta get home. I got 2 of our rentals that need a couple things fixed on them. I got an awning I gotta fix, and a shower I gotta fix. And then we got some deliveries tomorrow, which would be on Thursday. Friday we got a few more deliveries, and I also have to take one of those park models to a campground. So Friday morning I gotta do that right away. Damien will probably take care of our rental deliveries, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna try and get as far as I can out to Indiana on time. and grab a camper hopefully Saturday morning and be back Saturday night, probably gonna be Sunday morning. Get back Sunday morning with that one, drop that off at the dealership, and that's also another bonus, the way we have everything set up in the dealers with them being local and we know them. We do 24/7 drop off, so we don't have to do the check-ins and stuff. And if there's any issues and whatnot, they call us, and otherwise they'll sign the paperwork, and then I'll just go in and pick up a check from them whenever I get a chance, and they'll give me the paperwork for it. So it's way smoother than running through an RV transport company. And then yeah, Sunday after we get all of our pickups and I get back, me and Courtney are heading down to Texas to grab another one for his auction. So she'll probably have to drive, and then we'll do our 10 hours, and then I'll take over. But we're hoping to be back Tuesday night with that, because then on Wednesday, we've got a bunch of deliveries again, and the whole cycle starts all over again. So yeah, it's kind of crazy the way we're doing this, but we're keeping busy. Trucks are moving, campers are rented, so not exactly what we ever had planned out, but that's kind of where word of mouth is really good for some businesses. It's one referral leads to another, which leads to too much work and not enough drivers and not enough trucks. So, but we're gonna get these unhooked and then get home and start fixing campers. So we'll see you guys in a little while. Well, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're actually in Texas.
We're in Texas.
So we dropped off the ones from Georgia, the two that we ended up bringing back. And then there's a fourth one that was now the third one, but that was in Texas. And when they refunded the money for the one that we didn't take or whatever, they ended up refunding money for 2 campers. So
now we wait.
Now we're in the waiting game again. We found the camper, we got hooked up to it, checked it all, checked the tires, checked the lights, blah, blah, blah. Got the plate put on, everything's good, but we can't take off with it until the money comes back. So the guy at the other rental company's wiring money back over, and then the main company for Cranky Apes up in Minneapolis or something like that. So Minnesota somewhere, I guess. So we're waiting on them for them to give us the okay so we can go sign paperwork and pull out. The guy in the forklift's been sitting here staring at us for a while, like making sure we're not going to go stealing no camper or something. But
We're pretty hard criminals.
so yeah, Cranky Apes are always fun. You never know what you're getting.
This is actually a really nice.
It is a yard. It really is a yard.
A really nice yard compared to the other ones. When we pulled into the one in Georgia, there was a sign on the gate that said, beware of poisonous spiders and snakes. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't my place.
Yeah. We didn't see none. Well, we did see a lot of spiders. Them campers had a lot of spiders in them and on them.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, we just figured we'd show you. This is kind of the, well, we're actually, what is today, Monday now? So
yeah, it's Monday.
We're a full week from when we started this video, but did a bunch of deliveries, had Rise Fest. Oh, we actually made a trip out to Indiana and grabbed 3 campers out in Indiana. On one day we leave there. We left on Friday, got back on Saturday.
Yep.
So, yeah, and then on Sunday, Damien, he delivered them all to the dealership because it's in Sheldon. We had 3 campers to take to him and 3 campers to pick up at the fairgrounds, or the Rise Fest grounds, I guess, in Sheldon. So that worked out good. So he'd bring one to Sheldon, drop it off, grab one of ours, bring it back, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that worked out good for him. So he did that yesterday so we could get an earlier start on getting down here. So we're actually a day ahead of schedule. So the waiting part, I suppose, is kind of my bad, because I forgot to inform the guy that we're going to be here Monday morning instead of Tuesday morning, and he was planning us to be in here Tuesday morning. So he probably thought he had a whole extra day to get his stuff all lined up and whatnot, and I forgot to mention to him that we left a day early.
Oopsie.
Oh well, but it's not stupid hot. It's actually really nice. There's a nice breeze, so the temps are nice. But so that's kind of what we're doing now. We just figured, say we're back.
Just
yay. And we'll probably start doing some videos again, but yeah, so we're not hauling for anybody except for ourselves, which I think we talked about last fall. We got our own numbers. But yeah, we pretty much head out, do something, to come right back to our local area, because everything we're doing is for our local areas. So one dealership we don't bring any units to from the factory. We just do sold units. We do factory units for one small dealer that we've been doing already for a while. And now the other rental company that we work with, they do a lot of buying at Cranky Apes. So we're hauling all their campers now, because the driver that he had hired is kind of an older guy, retired, and I don't think he wants to do the big city stuff no more. He doesn't want to do Dallas, he doesn't want to do Atlanta, stuff like that. So.
Neither do we.
Neither do we, but
Dallas is the worst.
I don't know. Still kind of tied up. Atlanta sucks too.
Yeah, but
I don't know how people live in those cities. That's not my lifestyle.
No, I wouldn't be able to drive anywhere.
But he's been doing this for a lot of years, so I can see where he's ready to give it up. I'm supposed in 20 years I'll be sick and tired of them cities too and be wanting to give it up. But so we're gonna get paperwork eventually for this thing, head home, and start all over at the rental. So that'll end this video. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. See you later.